When you're new to recording your music at home, you might be struggling to capture that perfect take, but are you trying too hard to tackle too much at once? Stick around to better focus on recording one solid performance at a time. Hey there. Even if you've been playing and singing for years, performing at your best when recording can be a challenge for many musicians. But performing on stage and recording are two different things, so don't think you have to approach them in the same way. In the early days of recording, the entire band would perform a song together from start to finish, just like they would on stage. It was all or nothing, so that when someone messed up, you either learned to live with it or you started over from the beginning. Well, it's been a long time since we've had to record our music that way. Now don't get me wrong, capturing the natural feel of a live performance can often be what makes a great record, but you have other options available to you when you're recording your music these days. Remember that multi-track recording means having each part on its own track. It also means being able to record onto multiple tracks at the same time, often referred to as multi-tracking. A decent audio interface or console and a full DAW like Pro Tools, Logic, or Studio One will certainly let you do this to mic a full drum kit, capture the entire band playing together, or more likely, just let you record your vocals and primary instrument onto separate tracks at the same time. But when you're getting started with just your phone or tablet, this is often beyond the capabilities of most mobile apps and devices available to you. Well, don't give up, because you can actually use this limitation to your advantage. Rather than trying to sing and play your instrument at the same time and nail both, you're forced to concentrate instead on capturing one solid performance at a time. So as an example, get your guitar part down first and then move on to capturing that great vocal performance as an overdub on a separate track. Not only will each part be recorded cleanly with less audio bleed, the performance itself can be greatly improved when you're able to better focus your attention. Now, this is especially important when you're wearing two hats as both the musician and the recording engineer. Recording yourself takes some practice, period. When you're not used to singing without playing or playing an isolated part, splitting your onstage performances like this might be awkward at first. But I'd encourage you to try it a few times to see if you can still get the right feel for your song. You might be surprised. A full DAW will also let you punch in on the same track to erase and record over a specific section to make corrections, then punch out again to preserve the rest of what was already recorded. Again, this will likely be something your mobile app can't do, but you can also learn to work within these limitations and even use them to your advantage. So instead of punching in and out on the same track, which is destructive editing, you can actually record a second take on a new track to leave that first take intact until you're sure you've gotten a better take to work with. You can then edit or stitch the two takes together to compile the best parts from each into what sounds like a smooth, solid performance. Compiling multiple takes like this is referred to as comping, and it's a very common technique that's used on just about all of your favorite studio albums, especially for vocals. Now, if you feel it's dishonest or even cheating, don't do it. Whenever you can capture a solid performance of each part from start to finish, go with it, but just know that it's not your only option. Consider splitting the difference and focus on just recording one section of the song at a time, say the first verse, and then record the chorus separately. Maybe just focus on recording a smaller 4-bar phrase when you have to. As long as you're recording a full musical phrase, it can still sound natural when you put it all together. The end result sounds like a single performance from start to finish, but without the frustrations of trying to be absolutely perfect when you press record. Now, when you take this approach, try not to give in to the temptation to just copy the first course and paste the exact same performance as the second course, and again as the third course. Take the time to record each instance of any repeating section on its own, since even subtle variations in each performance can lead to better results for the overall feel and vibe of your song. Well, that's all for now. If you want to learn more about recording your own music, please subscribe. And hey, if there's anything here that's helped you with your music, please share this playlist within your musical circles. It's very much appreciated. Thanks and rock on.